Learn how to identify your real enemies by watching this video and break free from being a non-player character. Yep, psychologists had long understood the power of guilt, fear, and the promise of belonging. These psychological elements make propaganda more compelling than reason for most people. A fact that's recognized since World War I, and by World War II, it was evident that non-mentally ill individuals, I mean perfectly sane people, could justify evil under certain circumstances and conditions. So, during the Cold War, the phenomenon of groupthink proved to be more persuasive than individual rationality and senses alone. People were driven to agree to horrible things because of fear and groupthink. So, when fear, guilt, or the threat of social alienation mix with certain psychological states, they can drive perfectly sane people to commit atrocities, raise cults, and dismantle families and empires alike. So this is only to fulfill the desires of powerful groups, completely against the interest of most people, you and I. I urge my loved ones and friends to distinguish between what is unequivocally right and what is plain wrong. I encourage them to think independently, be courageously disagreeable, back up their conclusions, use precise language, and speak the truth rather than conforming to what others claim is true. They should adhere to universal morals, resisting the pull of fear, guilt, and the promises of relief by using their own brains. To sharpen your skills and avoid being misled, consider learning about the Ash conformity experiment. This study demonstrates how people defy their own senses to fit in, acting without thinking and doing horrible things. And then there's the Stanley Milgram experiment. This experiment shows how ordinary individuals can inflict pain on others simply by obeying authority without questioning it. The Stanford prison experiment is an interesting one. Here, participants brutalized others, being manipulated by only receiving positions of power. And with it, a sense of superiority in hierarchical systems. So, don't be another NPC in someone else's game. Don't be manipulated. Don't let people use psychology to put you on the wrong track. There is love and there is hate. Simple. Understand why atrocities happen and how you are participating in such atrocities. Recognize that anyone, including you, can be led to commit evil under the right conditions and psychological states. It's clear they use it on you. Instead of merely labeling Nazis as evil, grasp what makes anyone capable of such actions. And you, possibly, is able of such actions, so don't fall for it. Today, similar patterns are emerging in groups that were once victims of evil themselves, which is surprising, but you'll figure out what group I'm talking about. Guard your mind. Be courageous enough to confront ignorance and evil. Act when you notice group thinking within your own group. If you are within your own circles and you notice something is wrong, in your synagogue, in your church, just raise your points and make sure your loved ones also know so they don't become NPCs themselves. You know, surround yourself with morally strong individuals. As given the right circumstances and settings, we know that anyone can fall into evil. It's clear. We live in a world where sloppy thinking leads people astray. Loose associations, thoughtless concepts, and hypocritical messages push people towards evil every time, fostering delusions of grandeur and later a sense of persecution. Our connections to one another, universal concepts of right and wrong, and self-analysis are our strongest defenses. Almost all of us yearn for safe, prosperous communities and global harmony. So it's not that difficult. We must think in nuanced ways, reject categorical groupthink, reconsider the quick fixes. The solutions are never good. Oppose ideologies that divide us. That's the most important part. Because we all want peace, and united we stand and divided we fall. Too bad our leaders do not reflect our feelings, but face and confront those leading to or led by evil. Because this is your worst enemy. We can only achieve this safe living by standing up to obvious evil and resisting dangerous groupthink and any governance that justifies it. Just go against it. By questioning what we are presented on any media and connecting the dots, we safeguard ourselves, our families, and our friends. Most importantly, we improve the world in general. Don't be another NPC. Think independently, act courageously, and uphold universal morals. Because your real enemy can be groupthink.